If you are visiting Banff for the first time, you need to watch this video. Hey everyone! I live in Alberta, Canada, and since I'm just 3 hours away from Banff, I've had the chance to explore it countless times with my family. So in this video, I'll be sharing everything I know to help you as a first-time visitor know what to expect and get ready for your trip. I'll answer the questions that most first-time visitors ask, like how to get to Banff, where to park your car in downtown Banff, whether you should drive or join a tour, and even the best ways to get to those iconic spots like Lake Louise and Moraine Lake. Plus, I'll answer some insider tips I've learned from visiting Banff multiple times, along with some important things to know to help your trip go smoothly, stuff most people don't tell you until it's too late. So make sure to stick around because by the end of this video, you'll feel totally ready to explore Banff like a local and make the most out of your adventure in this incredible part of the Canadian Rockies. Just a heads up, this is a long video, so if you're looking for a specific question or topic, you can use the video chapters to skip ahead and find what you need. So let's get started. How to get there. Since there are no direct flights to Banff, many first-time visitors ask is how to get there. So if you are coming from Calgary Airport, you will need to take a bus, shuttle, or rent a car. And it usually takes about 1 hour and 30 minutes to get to Banff, but it really depends on traffic and how the roads are, especially during busy times when it can get pretty crowded. We live in Edmonton, so it takes us about 4 to 5 hours to drive to Banff because we make lots of stops. Like we go get gas from Red Deer, and sometimes we stop at a Starbucks to grab some coffee and go to the bathroom. So we make lots of stops. So if you are flying into Edmonton and heading to Banff, expect the drive to take around 4 to 5 hours. But again, it also depends on the traffic and the road conditions. And also, the time can vary, especially during busy travel seasons or bad weather. Do I need a parks pass to enter Banff, and where to buy it? Yes, you will definitely need a Parks Canada pass to visit any national park in Canada, including Banff. You can buy this online at park entrance gates or visitor centers. Just make sure it is displayed on your car's windshield, as Parks Canada might check. I will drop the link in the description for you if you plan to buy the Parks Pass online and see options if you need the Daily Pass or Discovery Pass and the prices. When we went to camp in Lake Louise in June, which was last month, the Parks Pass was free, which by the way, I made a video of that, which is linked up here. So if you want to check it out after this video, you can click this link up here and you can watch it. So from June 20 to September 2nd, 2025, admission is free for all national parks, including Banff. So during this time, you don't need a pass, but you'll still need to pay for things like shuttle, parking, and tours. Where to park in Banff downtown? Banff offers several parking options in and around its downtown area. If you plan to park in the main part of downtown, paid parking is in effect from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. This applies to both on-street parking and parking lots within designated zones. If you prefer free parking or plan to stay longer, there are good options available, like the train station public parking lot at 327 Railway Avenue that has lots of free stalls, including space for RVs. And this free parking lot is like 8-minute walk to downtown, and it is open daily from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. This has a 9-hour limit, just for you to be aware. Another free parking option that we always use every time we visit Banff downtown is the Bear Street Parkade. While the ground floor requires paid parking on this parking lot, the upper floors offer free parking and centrally located in downtown, so it is close to the main area. Is it better to drive yourself or join a guided tour? I've got this question in one of my videos, which I will be linking here. I walked through everything you need to know about visiting Banff for the first time, which is part 1. This is more like part 2 of that video, so if you want to check that out, there'll be a link up here. In my experience, we always drive our own car when visiting Banff every year, and we've been able to see so many beautiful spots even on our very first trip to Banff. That is why I recommend driving your own car or renting one when exploring Banff instead of joining a tour. It gives you the freedom to go at your own pace, stop wherever you want, and soak in the stunning views along the way. With a car, you can even visit more remote or less touristy places like Bow Lake and the incredible Icefields Parkway, as well as nearby national parks like Jasper and Yoho National Park. It gives you the freedom to go at your own pace, stop wherever you want, and fully enjoy the scenic views along the way. And you're not tied to a fixed schedule, so you can really experience the Rockies in your own way. Whether that means pulling over to take photos, having a picnic by a lake, or sleeping in and starting your day late. However, if you prefer having a tour guide, that can be a great option too. Since guides can share interesting stories, local insights, and help you learn more about the area's history, wildlife, and hidden gems you might otherwise miss. So it really depends on your travel style, whether you love the flexibility of a self-drive adventure or want the convenience and added knowledge that comes with a guided tour. Does Banff have local buses, and where does the bus stop located? Yes, the Banff has local buses run by Rome Transit, and they are really easy to get around town. These buses start in downtown Banff, mostly from the Banff High School Transit Hub on Elk Street, which is close to Banff Avenue. The buses run regularly throughout the day, making it easy to visit popular spots without having to pay for expensive parking. Route 1 goes to the Banff Gondola and Upper Hot Springs. Route 2 takes you to the Tunnel Mountain and the Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel. Route 4 only runs in the summer and goes to Bow Falls and the Cave-In Basin. Route 8X is the Lake Louise or Banff Express. That's the one that we took last year to go to Banff. Route 9 runs between Banff and Jansen Canyon. So this is another easy way to visit popular spots in Banff if you want to take a bus. There are also seasonal routes to places like Lake Minnewanka. So I will leave the link to the Rome Transit website in the description so you can check bus numbers and stop locations to make your trip planning easier. Also, many hotels give their visitors a free Rome pass to use during their stay, so guests can explore the town and nearby spots without needing a car. Is there a parking at Lake Louise? Yes, there is a parking at Lake Louise, but just a heads up, it is not free. It costs $36.75 for a day, and it fills up super early, especially in the summer. So I recommend if you are not an early riser, it's probably better to take the Parks Canada shuttle instead. It is cheaper and way less stressful. Just make sure to book it in advance. How does the Parks Canada shuttle work? It is pretty simple and honestly a lifesaver if you want to visit Lake Louise or Moraine Lake without stressing about parking. Since parking is so expensive, you just have to book your spot online ahead of time. The shuttle runs from early morning to evening during the busy season, and it picks you up from a park and ride area near Lake Louise, and it is free to park at the park and ride. If you want to hit both lakes in one day, there is a shuttle that connects them so you don't have to worry about how to get around. It is way less hassle than trying to find parking, especially since spots fill up super fast. So again, make sure you book early because seats get taken pretty quickly. What is the best way to get around if you don't have a car? If you don't have a car, you can still get around Banff pretty easily. Like I mentioned earlier, they have a public transit service called Roan Transit, and it is actually really good and affordable. It takes you to popular spots like Lake Louise, Johnston Canyon, and even around Banff town. And if you're planning to visit Moraine Lake, the Parks Canada shuttle is your best bet. So again, make sure to book that in advance. So yeah, even without a car, you'll still have a great time in Banff. If you are enjoying learning about visiting Banff in this video, please hit that like button. Do I need to buy a Banff Gondola tickets ahead of time? Honestly, I'd say yes, especially if you're going during the summer or on a weekend, since it gets super busy and the tickets can sell out for the good time slots. They do timed entries, so if you wait until the last minute, you might not get the time you want. And if it is a clear day, everyone wants to go for the views, so it fills up super fast. If you are going during the off-season or on a quiet weekday, you might be okay getting tickets same day, but I'd still book ahead just to be safe. Oh, and if the weather looks bad, maybe hold off until you know it'll be a clear day, because there's no point going up if you can't see anything. Is lodging in Canmore cheaper than in Banff? In our experience, booking a hotel in Banff and a cabin in Canmore, I would say yes. Lodging in Canmore is generally cheaper than in Banff. Canmore has more budget-friendly places to stay, so it is a cheaper option for a lot of people. Banff, on the other hand, is right inside the national park and it is super popular. That is why places to stay there are usually more expensive, especially during busy times like summer and holidays like Canada Day. And Canada Day is in July, which is summer, so it's gonna be super busy there in holidays. The good thing is Canmore is only about 20 minutes drive away from Banff, so you can still explore Banff while saving money by staying in Canmore. But keep in mind, prices can vary depending on the time of the year, how early you booked, and the type of place you choose. If you are looking to save money but still be close to Banff, I recommend staying in Canmore. Will you see wildlife in Banff? Yes, especially after their hibernation, there is a good chance you'll see wildlife in Banff. You can spot elk, deer, mountain goats, and if you get lucky, you might even see black bears or grizzly bears. It is one of my favorite things about visiting Banff. Please remember to respect the wildlife. Enjoy watching them safely from your car or from a distance. Don't be that tourist who gets out, takes selfies, or worse, runs toward a bear with their child. Have you guys seen that? It is extremely dangerous for you, your family, and the animals. So yeah, best thing to do is please stay in your vehicle and give them space. Also, feeding or approaching wildlife is not only unsafe, but also against parks rules. Animals that get used to people or human food often end up in danger or have to be relocated. So please don't feed the wildlife and don't leave your garbage anywhere. How difficult is it to drive to Emerald Lake or through Icefields Parkway? I'd say driving to Emerald Lake or along the Icefields Parkway is not too hard in the summer. The roads are well paved, and while there are some curvy parts and small hills, there's nothing too steep or scary. So it is a relaxed drive if you take your time and enjoy the views. Just drive at comfortable pace, stay alert, and watch out for wildlife that might cross the road. The scenery along the way is absolutely stunning, so the drive is part of the experience. Now in the winter, it is a different story. Driving in the mountains can be a lot more challenging since roads like the Icefield Parkway and the one to Emerald Lake can get really snowy and icy, and the weather can change fast. So yeah, make sure your car has winter tires. Some roads actually require them during winter, so please make sure you have winter tires in your car. And if you are not super confident driving in winter weather, it is totally okay to stick to shorter drives. How to get to Moraine Lake and Lake Louise by public transport. Mentioned earlier in this video, to get to Lake Louise by Rome Transit, the easiest way is to take the Route 8X. When we did it, we waited at the Banff High School Transit Hub and we bought our tickets right at the machine at the bus stop. So I'll link the website in the description if you wanted to check the current prices. We grabbed a sandwich beforehand and just ate it on the bus. The ride itself is really nice and it takes us about 45 minutes to an hour. You can also reserve your seat online, which I definitely recommend, especially during the busy season when buses can fill up fast. Like I mentioned earlier, make sure you book everything in advance. By the way, if you are wondering if there is a nice cafe at Lake Louise, there is one inside the Fairmont Hotel, which is called the Guides Pantry Cafe. It is a bit pricey, but their hot chocolate and Saskatoon berry scone are really good. So definitely try that. Now for Moraine Lake, you can't drive your own car there anymore. Since 2023, personal vehicles have been restricted to help reduce traffic and protect the area. So you will need to take the Parks Canada shuttle, a private shuttle, or a Rome Transit with a super pass. Again, I recommend booking your seats early as they fill up fast. Shuttles run daily from June to mid-October and leaves from the Lake Louise Park and Ride, which is right by the ski resort. Is it expensive to eat in Banff? In our experience, eating in Banff can be a bit pricey, especially if you are going to the restaurants right in the middle of the town, but there are ways to save. What my family and I do is we sometimes grab food from the grocery store or stop by local cafes and takeout spots instead of sit-down meals all the time. So it really depends on where you go and what kind of food you are looking for. If you are looking for places to eat in Banff, I have a video of it, and if you want to check it out after, it will be linked in the description below. Are there any grocery stores in Banff? There is an IGA and a few smaller shops around, so buying here is super handy if you want to save money on meals or just stock up on road trips snacks. But if you are passing through or coming from somewhere with bigger grocery stores like Superstore and Walmart, I definitely suggest grabbing your food there first, since it is a lot cheaper compared to the prices in Banff. There are so many incredible places to see in Banff. From stunning lakes to breathtaking mountain views, it is perfect for exploring trails, paddling on the water, enjoying winter adventures, or just taking in the scenery. On my very first visit with my family, I remember we took the Banff Gondola up to the Sulphur Mountain, and the views at the top were amazing. We also checked out the Cascade Gardens and made sure to visit Lake Louise and Moraine Lake early in the morning to beat the crowds. In the afternoon, we spent time just roaming around downtown Banff, checking out the cute shops and grabbing some souvenirs and local food. Here are some of the best places to visit in Banff. Number 1 is Moraine Lake. Moraine Lake is located in the Valley of the Ten Peaks, which is a stunning area in Banff National Park. The lake has vibrant turquoise water surrounded by huge towering mountains, making it look almost like a picture from a dream. It is one of my favorite places to visit. This spot can get very crowded, especially during the summer, so I recommend going early in the morning to enjoy the peaceful views without too many people around. Also, public vehicles are not allowed to park at the lake, so you will need to book a shuttle ride in advance to get there. I'll include the shuttle details in the description below to make it easier for you to plan your visit. Number 2, Lake Louise. Lake Louise is one of the most famous and beautiful places in Banff National Park. In the summer, you can rent a canoe and paddle across the lake, enjoying the amazing views of the mountains and the historic Fairmont Chateau, Lake Louise. This is a grand hotel right by the lake. In the winter, Lake Louise becomes a magical snowy wonderland. You can ice skate on the frozen lake or just enjoy the breathtaking views of the snowy mountains all around. If you are visiting in the summer, it is a good idea to go early in the morning to avoid the crowds and get the best lighting for photos. While you are at Lake Louise, I also recommend stopping by the Guides Pantry Cafe inside the Fairmont Chateau, Lake Louise. It is a cozy place to warm up, grab a snack, and enjoy the stunning view of the lake. Number 3 is Banff Gondola. The first time I tried the Banff Gondola was with my parents and my sister, and we had an amazing time. The ride offers a panoramic views of the Rockies, and when you reach the top of the Sulphur Mountain, the views of the Banff and the surrounding mountains are unreal. Don't forget to visit the observation deck for some incredible photos. If you are up for more of an adventure, you can also hike up the Sulphur Mountain Trail, which takes about 1.5 to 2 hours to reach the summit, and the scenery along the way is beautiful. And whether you take the gondola or hike up, you'll have an unforgettable experience. Number 4 is Jansen Canyon. Jansen Canyon is an amazing hike with waterfalls, cliffs, and lots of green forests all around. In the summer, the waterfalls are flowing strong and everything is covered in green plants. It is a perfect time to see the nature at its best. In winter, the waterfalls freeze into a beautiful ice shapes and the canyon looks like it came up from a fairy tale. It is a totally different magical experience. The hike is about 5 kilometers long and you can walk on a path with bridges that take you right over the canyon. It is a great spot to visit no matter the season is. If you are hiking Jansen Canyon in winter, make sure to wear sturdy waterproof boots and bring micro spikes or crampons for better grip, since the trails can get really slippery. Dress warmly and pack snacks and water to keep your energy up. And always check trails conditions before you go. Number 5, Bow Falls and Surprise Corner. Bow Falls is a beautiful wide waterfall with stunning mountains in the background. It is just a short walk from the town of Banff, making it easy for visitors to reach. In the summer, you can even see people canoeing or rafting on the Bow River. After visiting Bow Falls, you can take a short walk to Surprise Corner. This spot gives you an amazing view of the Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel, which is a grand castle-like building that is perfectly framed by the surrounding mountains. It is a popular place for photos and a must-see for everyone visiting Banff. Number 6 is Bow Lake. Bow Lake is a beautiful, lesser-known spot in Banff National Park. It is a glacier-fed lake, which means the water comes from melting glaciers. Because of this, the lake has a stunning turquoise color, especially on sunny days. The lake surrounded by towering mountains, making it the perfect spot to relax, take pictures, or have a picnic. Number 7, Cave-in Basin. Cave-in Basin is a special place in Banff because it is where Canada's national parks first began. That makes it a must-visit for everyone who loves history. Here, you can explore natural hot springs inside a cave. There are also scenic trails where you can walk and enjoy the beautiful surroundings. Inside the visitor center, you can learn all about Banff's history, including how the national park was created. It is a fun and easy place to explore, taking in the scenery and connect with the past. Number 8, Lake Minnewanka. Lake Minnewanka is a great place to visit if you love being outdoors. You can go on a boat cruise, have a picnic, or explore hiking trails. The lake is really big that it is actually the longest lake in Banff National Park. We also brought our fur babies here and they had so much fun. If you bring your dogs, just remember to keep them on a leash and follow park rules to protect the wildlife. Whether you are on the water or walking along the shore, Lake Minnewanka is a beautiful place to explore. Number 9 is Grotto Canyon. Grotto Canyon is an amazing hiking trail just outside Canmore. It is about 45 minutes from Banff. My boyfriend and I hiked it in the winter, and it was such a cool experience for us. We walked on a frozen creek and saw incredible ice formations, including breathtaking frozen waterfalls. Also, the trail isn't that too hard, so it is a fun adventure for all ages. If you go in the winter, make sure to wear warm clothes and good hiking shoes with ice clips so you don't slip on the ice. Number 10, Emerald Lake. Although Emerald Lake is located in Yoho National Park, which is just across the border from Banff National Park in British Columbia, it is still a great place to visit if you are in the area. This lake is known for its deep turquoise waters, surrounded by mountains and lush forests. You can walk along the shore or rent a canoe for an even better view. So if you have time, definitely add this to your itinerary. So if it is your first time in Banff, I definitely recommend starting with these spots since they give you a great mix of the nature, scenery, and a bit of the town vibe too. And if you have more time, I suggest checking out places like Jansen Canyon, Bow Falls Viewpoint, Lake Minnewanka, and even relax in the Banff Upper Hot Springs. What are the easiest hikes in Banff? We did the Tunnel Mountain Summit, Jansen Canyon, and the Bow Falls hike, and we rate all of them as easy hikes. So I would say these are beginner friendly but still give you amazing views. So what can you expect on these hikes? In Tunnel Mountain, you will see an awesome panoramic views of the Banff town, the Bow Falls, and the Springs Hotel and the surrounding mountains. And I would say these trails is not too steep, so it is a great one if you want a solid view without a crazy climb. At Jansen Canyon, you get to walk through the forest on these cool catwalks built into the canyon walls, and you'll see the lower and upper falls in this hike, so it is a great place to visit. We also went there in the winter and saw this magical frozen waterfall. I recommend wearing micro spikes if you are planning to hike in the winter since the trail gets icy and having good grip makes a big difference. Now for Bow Falls, this is a more of a chill walk than a real hike, but the view is still amazing. We also went there in the winter and the river was frozen. We actually walked on the ice and it was such a cool experience. But definitely be careful and make sure it is safe before doing that. So if you are looking for easy hikes in Banff, I definitely recommend checking these places. Can I visit Banff without hiking? You don't have to be super outdoorsy to enjoy Banff. You can just take in the views on a scenic drive like the Bow Valley Parkway or Icefields Parkway, which I mentioned earlier. You can also ride the Banff Gondola to get a panoramic view of the mountains without having to hike. And if you want to chill, you can check out the Banff Upper Hot Springs, which is perfect for relaxing in warm water with mountain views. And you might spot elk, mountain goats, or bears just walking around town or while driving, so keep your camera ready. More things to know when you visit Banff. There is no cell service on other parts of Banff, so just a heads up, some parts of Banff don't have cell service, especially when you're out hiking in remote areas or driving along the Icefields Parkway. So I recommend downloading an offline maps ahead of time. And don't count on your phone to always work for directions or emergencies. A little bit of preparation goes along the way when you are out in the mountains, so it'll help you stay safe and feel more relaxed on your trip. Bring bear spray. If you are planning to go hiking, I suggest carrying a bear spray. We got ours at Cabela's in Calgary on our way to Banff, but I know you can also buy one at some of the stores right in Banff. It's just one of those things that's good to have even if you never end up using it. There are different levels of hike in Banff. So Banff has all kinds of hikes, everything from easy to more challenging ones like a Big Beehive or a Plain of Six Glaciers. So no matter your level, there's definitely something for you. If you're just starting out or want something short and easy, I suggest hiking Tunnel Mountain or Bow Falls, which is perfect for an easy or beginner hiker. But if you are up for a bit more of a challenge and want those amazing lake views, I suggest hiking Big Beehive and Plain of Six Glaciers. They are honestly totally worth it. Which, by the way, we do have a video of us hiking in Big Beehive and Plain of Six Glacier. And we also visited the tea house on each hike. So if you wanted to check that out, there'll be a link in the description. There are also beautiful family-friendly walks like Jansen Canyon, where you can see waterfalls and walk on trails through the canyon. So whether you are a new hiker or you've done it before, you'll find a trail that fits your vibe. Just make sure to check trail conditions and bring the right gear, especially if you are heading into the higher or longer trails. Food can be a bit pricey in Banff, especially in places like Lake Louise. There are a few spots to grab something to eat, like restaurants in the village or the cafe inside the Fairmont, but they can get pretty expensive and super busy, especially during peak season like summer. That is why we usually bring our own snacks or even pack a lunch, especially if we were planning to be out all day hiking or sightseeing. It just makes things easier since it saves us money, skip the lines, and you can eat whenever and wherever you want while enjoying the views. Please don't leave trash behind, especially when you're out hiking. So make sure to store your food properly and bring a small bag for your garbage so you don't attract wildlife. When we hiked Beehive in Plain of Six Glaciers, I was honestly so mad seeing trash left along the trail. I kept thinking, like, what if bear finds it and eat it? That is super dangerous. Leaving trash doesn't make the trails look bad. It can seriously harm wildlife and the environment. So yeah, whatever you bring with you, make sure you take it back out. Let's keep these amazing places clean and safe for everyone. All right. That's pretty much everything I've learned from our many trips to Banff. I know it can feel like there's a lot to figure out, but once you're there, it is totally worth it. Whether you're hiking, riding the gondola, or just chilling by the lake, you're going to have such an amazing time in Banff. Just remember these few important things. Respect the wildlife, book things in advance, and download offline maps. And whether you are driving your own car or taking the bus, staying in Banff or Canmore, hiking or just taking in the views, there's no wrong way to explore the Rockies. I really hope this video helps you feel more ready and excited for your Banff trip. If you find this helpful, feel free to like and share it with a friend who's planning to go. And if you've been to Banff before and have extra tips, please drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Also, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. Thanks for hanging out with me in this video.